Aggro Indicator is in charge of alerting us of the enemies that enter hostile mode against us. This will appear a red exclamation point above the head. In this way, knowing the enemies that will attack you will be quickly recognizable, which will allow us to act accordingly to the danger that we are suffering. Directional damage indicator will mark us with a red semicircle the direction in which we are suffering damage. Depending on the orientation, a small arrow will mark us. This way we can find the enemy that attacks us more easily. An enemy that we are not visualizing will no longer take us by surprise. This is something that is widely used in most PvE games, and having it in Minecraft is something that in certain situations we will appreciate. Shoulder Surfing Reloaded is a simple visual addition to the F5 in which the camera will be placed on the right shoulder, allowing for more fluid third-person combat and displaying the crosshead to freely use ranged weapons such as the bow. This type of visualization is widely used in other very popular games such as Souls and recently Elden Ring games that focus on combat, and therefore I could not stay without adding it. The definitive change for a combat update is Better Combat, a mod intended to change the combat system for a much more fluid one, with attack animations changing depending on the weapon you are using and respecting the weapon speed. As you can see, the axe is still the slowest weapon of all. Even taking advantage of both hands, we can carry a weapon in each hand, which makes us have more combos and much more damage by having a faster and more fluid double attack. This will allow us to have greater control of groups of enemies, finishing them off quickly. This could even apply to other creatures added by other mods. This will also allow you to fight in the third person, visualizing the surroundings in combat to a greater extent. To complement Better Combat, we have the combat roll, a jump with a spin that will allow us to move quickly a small number of blocks, which will allow us to dodge attacks that seek to hit us, using the R key. Something necessary and used by many other games that focus on combat. In the right part of the inventory we will have the cartwheel and a charging animation between one jump and another. But in addition to this, it will add some enchantments, such as Acrobat increases the recharge speed of the cartwheel by 10% per level, with a maximum level of 10, the enchantment goes on the chest or pants. Long-footed increases the distance traveled by each somersault by 1 block per level, with a maximum level of 5, this is placed in the boots. Finally, Muletroll grants extra somersaults to be able to spam and quickly cover a long distance, increases an extra somersault per level, with a maximum level of 4, thus having a total of 5 somersaults at maximum level. Using all the enchantments, we will have a more than exceptional mobility mod to dodge and escape from almost any enemy, thus having more fluidity in combat. Vanilla weapons fall short and are no longer enough when playing with mods, so we have simple swords that adds a wide variety of weapons with unique designs, useful for fighting against bosses or enemies that we add with other mods and thus be able to level the battlefield. Some of these weapons have special attacks or negative effects that will damage anything we attack in some way. Also, add some extra animations with some weapons like the katana. This one is designed to work perfectly with Better Combat, however, most weapon mods are generally compatible with it. Added 2 Cataclysmic Combat compatibility mods, which allow Better Combat compatibility with Ender Cataclysm, making weapons usable with combat. This is great, since Ender Cataclysm is a boss mod and it is preferable to make use of a Better Combat system to fight with greater comfort, freedom and fun, rather than just attacking and covering ourselves. The second is Aqua Combat with compatibility between all weapons in Aquamarine and Better Combat. Coral Lance and Sweet Lance get spear-type moves. Dagger of Greed and Divider get the dagger-type moves. Fin Cutter, Potion Blade, and Terrible Sword all get sword-type moves. Successively with the rest of the weapons the same thing happens, adapting the weapon to the combat system and animations. This is another one of the mods that adds enemies and equipment to expand the content of your possible mod pack. With all the mods in this video we will be able to have a more fun combat, with more to do and thus have many more hours of entertainment, whether you use it against vanilla bosses and enemies or some other mod.